Hey everyone, it's Kai, and Stream Tuesdays, Overdress reveals time, man. This is the 4th week, big hypes, and they also reveal Angelica, which is really cool, because Angelica's hype, Genesis is hype, Regalia is hype, Clan Selection Volume 2, I think it's hype. It's actually pretty good so far, so let's get started with the Clan Selection Volume 2 stuff. We'll start off the card of the day, because we always do that, and then we'll go into the Overdress stuff. Alright, so first we have Ablation Regalia Va. Auto Regard Circle, when it attacks or boosts you, put a card from your soul face down as a divine gauge for this unit. And then second effect is Act Regard Circle once per turn. Discard one of this unit's divine gauges, soul charge 3. And if you have a Vanguard with Regalia in this card name, you retire this unit and you can counter charge 1. So pretty nice. Soul charge 3, get divine gauge, counter charge. Basically all you want in a single card. So very good in standard, really good in premium too. You can turn your one counterblast into multiple stuff, so pretty good. Next we have is the grade 2 Demon Exorcism Regalia Thrud. Now it's a weird name, Thrud. Auto Regard Circle, when placed, you can put a card from your soul face down as a divine gauge for this unit. And then the second effect is on the Regard Circle, at the end of the battle that attacked or boosted, if this unit has one or more divine gauges and you can move all of them to another Regard, put this unit into your soul and draw a card. Kind of weird wording, but basically, yeah, you just move all of this card's divine gauges to another card, and then another Regard, and then you get to do the rest of the effect. So that's good. It's it's kind of a filter. You know, you get an attack through, you filter, draw a card, and then at least since this is Genesis and you have that divine gauge gimmick, you get to move all of the gauges somewhere and feel good. Similar to Tachikaze, except I think Regalia is better. And then lastly, we have Regalia of Wisdom, Angelica. Cont Vanguard Circle, all of your Regards with divine gauges cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects and get power plus 5,000. So nice, just the base power plus 5k. Second effect is Auto Vanguard Circle. When it attacks, choose up to 2 of your Regards and put up to 1 card from your soul face down as a divine gauge for each of those units. So you get to put 2 divine gauges for 2 units pretty much. And then the last one is Auto Vanguard Circle. At the end of the opponent's turn, discard 5 divine gauges and heal a card from your damage zone. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Works good in standard because healing's good in standard. Works good in premium too, I think. You know, because end of turn effect, well, end of your opponent's turn effect, heal down. All right. I dig it. One thing though is that since all your divine gauges are coming from soul, and then you have to discard 5 of them to heal. Do you really have that many divine gauges sitting around? Because your soul is going to disappear, and after that is gone, then you either need to use the grade 1 soul charge 3, or you need to just kind of stuck, right? You're stuck in that situation where you have no divine gauges and you have no soul. So that could be a problematic scenario, but overall I think this is a great addition to Regalia. Probably pushes Regalia very, very well in like the tier 1 slot, right? Because Regalia is already a very strong deck, or Genesis in general, right? But this kind of pushes that Regalia build even higher. So, woo, good stuff. Also, they have shown these acrylic stands, and you can buy your favorite Overdress character. It's merch, they want your money, and probably the most favorite characters will be these 2. You know, because that's what everyone's hyping. But people have been hyping up with the bald guy for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because he's bald. If you want to be cool, you can always shave your head. It's an option for everyone. But the interesting thing here is that they've shown the nations for each of these people. Now, you might be going, Kai, you are such a dum-dum. They've already told us the nations of these peoples. But we have the bald guy, and I don't think they've shown us what he plays or this person. I don't know who he or she is. Probably like a model or something. I don't know. It's like a Takudo Plus character. But yeah, no, he's playing Stoicheia, and then this person's playing Brandgate. So you might not be able to see it because, you know, white on white is not a great color combination, but I did enlarge it in all its pixelated glory. You can see, yeah, Brandgate for the legs, nice thighs, and then Brandgate here for Mr. Sandals, I guess, or Miss Sandals? I don't know. The symbols look quite a bit different though. This one is just pure white. This one has like kind of like a bit of a dark inside it. I don't know. But it could just be like kind of differentiating, well, accentuating the differences between the clans inside the nations, because we know like Mikaelanica and Zoo, they joined together to form Kea. So now we have Megumi, and then got Mr. Boldman here. Already got two characters. Maybe one's more of the Zoo character, and the other one's more of like the Grand Blue or the Mikaelanica side. And then here it could be like, you know, the D-Pole side, the Justice side, versus like the Link Joker, kind of the more evil side, Zeal, etc., etc. And that's interesting, right? It's showing, you know, the multiple different clans or cards inside the nations, and then we'll probably see more of them later, right? More characters come out later, which I'm Narukami, I'm Shadow Paladin, I'm Angel Feather, etc., etc. The thing is that they haven't shown a lyrical Monasterio character. I'm not sure why. Yeah, there's no lyrical Monasterio character. I don't think we've even seen like the nation for it, right? Except for the giant whale, but I don't think the giant whale is going to be the logo. So that'll be interesting when it comes out. But just something interesting regards to the anime. They revealed Danji's face, pretty good. He's got some funny faces. Already, he looks like a really good, like, it's like the best friend kind of character, but also, it also sounds like he looks to be a great jobber character, you know, the guy that always loses all the major fights. So, yeah, I think right there, got a good stuff. We've got the nice long legs. I mean, his legs is like half his body, right? Is it? Yeah, and he paid a lot for this jacket. Just wearing that white shirt. I guess it's called style. I don't know. Next we have is Code Geass character. He's got long legs as well. He doesn't have, like... He's got a flat ass? It's got... Yeah, it's like... thin, I guess, but that's what you'd expect from anime, right? So... Yeah, this looks like your, well, Keta Sanctuary guy. He looks kind of arrogant. Just like one of those Knights of the Rounds from Code Geass. So yeah, but now, this is the fun stuff. Let's take a look at some new cards, because this is the main thing. All right, new cards. Trickstar, they revealed this one. It's got just a grade 0, has a nice effect. It's also a 5k like shield. It's pretty crap, I guess. 5k shield, 5k, has an effect. This card cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effect, so a resist, but it's not called resist. But let you commit it early. It's only 5k, so you probably don't feel bad by committing it early to boost, and then they can't deal with it. Your opponent can't really get rid of him. That's pretty nice. But, woo, new effect, boys. This card's just called Virina. Has a new effect. It's called Overdress, the Trickstar. You may place it by stacking it on the specified unit instead of normal calling it to the Regard Circle. So it's like riding on the Regard Circle, right? Or you could say it's like striding on the Regard Circle, but it's like Xyz Summon, right? It's like, we can talk about all the different like effects or card types that it's similar to, but it'll go on forever. Effect is auto on the Regard Circle. When this unit in the Overdress state attacks the Vanguard, this unit gets power plus 10,000 until the end of turn, until the battle, sorry. And then Soul Blast 2, choose one of your opponent's Regards and retire it. So that's pretty good. If you Overdress it, you get an extra 10k on it. And then you can Soul Blast 2 to basically get a counter blastless retire, which can be pretty good. That's it. That's the whole thing. What else can we get out of this? It's got nice, this border is really good. Maybe these are going to be the whole Overdress borders, and that's sick. It's pretty sick. And then yeah, 5k shield on the grade 2, pretty expected. Other than that, that's pretty much it. All right, so moving on, I think they discussed, well, they actually just revealed the grade 3. So Chakranabhati Divine Dragon Nirvana. All right, so act Vanguard Circle once per turn. Discard a card from your hand, choose a grade 0 card from your drop, and call it to the Regard Circle. So ideally in standard, you get your dude, Trickstar, and then you can evolve it. Evolve it. In premium, this also has its uses, right? If you ride up, it's a costless effect. You discard one, you get things like Conroe, which is pretty good. And yeah, it's not bad. Your Conroe searches for a heal trigger and sit there in the game, right? Second effect is when this unit attacks, you counterblast 1, and this unit and all of your units of the Overdress ability get power plus 10,000 until the end of turn. So if you have your Virina, it just gets 10k. You don't have to, it doesn't need to be in the Overdress state, it just has the Overdress ability, it gets 10k. And then if it's in the Overdress state as well, then it gets another 10k. So it's like a 30k swing, that's pretty strong. Yeah, let me think about this for a sec. They just revealed Overdress, right? Overdress, but they did say this is going to be the gimmick of They did say this is going to be the gimmick of Yu's deck. So does this mean Overdress is only going to be the gimmick of Dragon Empire? That doesn't sound very right? Maybe evolving is like, but Overdress in itself is just evolving, right? So what are the gimmicks for the other clans? I mean, other nations. So I don't know. Probably need to think about it. The other thing is also though, we're getting a lot of power. I know people have discussed this a bit as well. It's like we've gotten quite a lot of power. Where are our defensive powers, right? Because sure, we don't have gifts anymore. We don't have a force marker that just gives plus 10k. We have a Persona Ride effect that is all right. I think it's quite balanced, the Persona Ride effect. But if your Overdress State cards start getting these kind of powers, then we're going to be in a situation where you don't have much shield. Because we saw the grade 0. The Trickstar is a 5k shield. The heal trigger is a 15k shield only as well. Our grade 1s also seem to have been dropped in shield so far. Everything they've revealed so far is grade 1s have only been 5k shield. So we're getting a big drop in the shield, but we don't have much to compensate for it. So that is kind of worrying. But again, this is the 4th week of Vanguard Overdress reveal, so we still have a long way to go. But yeah, here they talk about the Overdress Q A. So if I do not, Overdress basically replaces, you have to normal call, not replace normal call, but you have to normal call over the card. So let's just go through the quick Q&A. So if I do not perform Overdress for Varina, am I unable to call it? No, you can still call it. You can still call the cards without the Overdress, you're just doing the Overdress effect. If my Vanguard is grade 1, can I perform Overdress on my Regard Trickstar? No, it still follows the same normal call restrictions, so you have to be the same grade or lower. And then is the original dress. Well, yeah, so the original, I guess that's what they're calling the card underneath the Overdress card, the original dress, kept in soul. So it stays on the field. It just stays under the card. It doesn't go to soul or anything like that. And then what happens when Virina retires from the Overdress? In the event that Virina retires, it goes to the drop zone together with the original Trickstar. But then it doesn't mean that the Trickstar is retired, but they say this is going to be the confusing part. So if you move to other areas like hands, damage zone, or bind, the card also goes with it, right? So the Trickstar goes with it. But if you go to damage zone, does the card sit under it in the damage zone, or does you just take 2 damage? Like, that seems like another Q&A thing, I guess. When Virina is superior called, can you Overdress? No, because you have to normal call it. And then the last one is, can Virina in Overdress mode intercept? Yes. It can intercept, but it stays at 5k. So I guess like if you put it to the damage zone, maybe it stays under it. That's what I'm guessing, because it doesn't just. I don't know. I'm not very sure. They have to come up with the rulings, right? And then lastly, this is something that people have noticed when looking at the stream. Let's take a look at this, right? It's a bit off center, but what can you do? This is the new field for Overdress, right? Let's take a, can we zoom in? Yeah, so there is a really interesting zone right here, right? This is the order zone. Now, they didn't say orders will disappear, but they have a specific zone for an order zone. What does that mean? Let me sip my tea for a sec. But what does that mean? So apparently this zone will be talked about in a later stream, not next week, but in a later stream. So that feels like it's not just a place to put your orders, right? You don't, they won't talk about a place to put your random orders. Could it be field zones, right? Could it be like you have a field order? Well, maybe it is. Maybe by putting an order zone, they're implying that orders will be still useful. Sure, might not just be a quick shield anymore. We might see more blitz orders, which is what people have been saying. And maybe that is where the defensive power comes from, right? Maybe that's where the defensive power comes from, not just from our grade 1s anymore. And maybe they'll be more accessible, right? More accessible than rather just having to draw it. So that's something interesting to see. Overall, the entire zone itself looks pretty good. Like the damage zone, they've made it look really nice. Look at this guardian, so this linked guardian circle. It's like an O in the center. They have the triggers as well. I mean, we've seen the triggers, but I think this order zone is something new people have been talking about. So that's pretty much it for this week. some really nice reveals, some really crazy reveals. Well, not really crazy, but overall really nice. And then next week, I think they're going to talk about the Danji starter deck. What gimmick is that? So, I mean, I don't know, right? The anime is Overdress, so I'm assuming Overdress is a universal element ability for every single clan, but maybe there's just different ways to go into Overdress is the idea. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And then they will also, apparently they've been talking about premium last week. That was going to say something about it. Apparently this is going to be part of a producer's letter, which will address all our questions about it, like, you know, Zeroth dragons and how the nations interact and all that. So yeah, that will be in a producer letter released sometime when they're ready. So that'll be it. So that's it this week. Let me know what you guys think. I know people have been pretty concerned about the power levels, but again, it's a start deck. Start decks usually just revolve around power, and then overall so far the Persona Ride powers and all that have been okay. Of course, the defense power is worrying, but yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys next week. Well, not next, no. I will see you guys next week, but I'll definitely see you guys in more next coming days, right? So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.